Here we are for the second ever Samsung IndyCar Series race, and the first on an oval. We head to the Kansas Speedway for the running of the Samsung 300. Andretti Autosport's Dylan Trieste has won the pole for today's race. To his outside, Team Penske's Justin Seidel in the 3. Second row has a pair of teammates Anthony Lehman and Carter Friesen, and rounding out the top 5, it's Brandon Beal in the 5 car. 6th place, we have Trey Wright, the 39. In 7th, it's Kai Xander. 8th, it's Noggin Scott. 9th, we have Luke Rainey, and Tyler Fink rounds out the top 10, the 59. For the rest of the field, there's Riley Spurgeon to his outsides, Mark Silas in the 27. Then Bronson Minnick and Jonathan Rains in the 15. With Jake Gowey, the 88 winner of the last race at Mid-Ohio, has Eli Bright in the owner's points lead. To his outsides, Brandon Grenier in the 25. And we have Christian Vargas and Anthony Fox, the 22. With Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Anthony Rodriguez. And we have John Gilbert and Ryan Brommer. With Jose Mills and Sebastian Kukulon. Then Marshall Burrow and Riley Sampson. With Keshawn Richardson and Trey Rennie, he comes in tied for the points lead with Jake Gowey, led the most laps in Mid-Ohio. Then there's Max Rossi and Jay Brando. With Anthony Hernandez and Casey Nacco in the 8. Then there's John Smith and Cole Luigi. And then the final road's Christian Richardson 35th. 36th is the 77 of Oliver Evans. There is the 36-car field for the Samsung 300 and the Samsung IndyCar Series here at Kansas. Let's go to track time. Fire these race engines up for 30 laps of action on the 1.5-mile oval in Topeka, Kansas.
Drivers, start your engines!
Fired up when you're ready. AC, shut it back down. Strap to the fired up. Fired up.
36 engines come to life here in the Kansas Speedway as we get ready for our second ever Samsung IndyCar Series race and the first on oval here at the Kansas Speedway. Andretti Autosport and Levi Jones have struck here at Kansas, winning the pole for the race, but Team Penske's Justin Seidel, owned by Matthew Logan, starts second. Luke Ray, another Team Penske car, starts inside the top 10, with both of the second row drivers from Ed Carpenter Racing. Mitchell Collins has Anthony Lehman and Carter Friesen on the second row. 30 laps here at Kansas. Green flag is in the air. We're racing in Topeka. Pulling ahead, Polster leads lap 1. Trieste gets it done in the 98. Lehman trying to fend off Beal to turn 1. 63's in the top through 3 and 4. Almost got clear, but Beal's going to get clear through 1 and 2 right there. Brings the 2 of Luke Rain with them. Here comes Luke for Team Penske down the back. Had a miserable start at Mid-Ohio. Finished last off the pace, 36th. Got nothing towards the championship. Now here he's moving up to third early on lap number 2 in the Samsung 300. The front 2 pull away as now Riley Spurgeon moves up to fourth, trying to get by Luke Rennie for third. Riley's nice run for Dragon Speed off to turn 1 right here. Nice speed in that car starting the race. He'll move to third. To fourth goes Jonathan Rains. Jake Galloway, winner last race, up to fifth. And how about Jake now? Up inside the top 5 again, looking to start the season with back-to-back top 5 finishes. Be remarkable if he get done. Be a great points gap that he would make over second in points. He's up to the top 5. The battle's up for 6th. The front 5 are clear. Christian Vargas trying to move by. Luke Rennie on the outside. Fitzwater inside moving forward with Ryan Brown with the 26. And just behind him is teammate Brendan Grenier in the 25. And another teammate for Andretti, the 27 of Mark South. How about that? 3 of the Andretti cars lined up on the bomb. One of them leading the race. That is Dylan Trieste in the 98. Beal is right now in second. Rouse to third. Rains fourth. And Jake Gowen fifth. The battle's on for third. Rains trying to get to the inside sprint to make a move for a podium spot. He's down to the inside. Does he have the run to make it work off to turn 1? This track very draft-based. Get some runs in the draft here. See right there, Galloway up to the side. Contact made with Riley Spurgeon. Around the go. Off turn 2, we have a crash. It is Brendan Grenier spin down to the inside. We have cars in the middle of the racetrack. One up in the air, some more up in the air. Max Rossi spinning around. But who was the first that went around? Because they got all sorts of contact. May have been Kukulon. Dylan Trieste leads the field back to our first yellow flag of the season here at the Kansas Speedway. Car number 90 has led every lap. have to deal with the restart now. But what happened? Kukulon looked like it was the first to go around. He got bumped. There's Fox driving away the 22. All sorts of damage. Richardson, there's Mills on pit road. John Gilbert. The first accident of the season comes in the Samsung 300. Kukulon was the one to take a wild ride down off turn 2. Let's see what happened. Racing through 1 and 2, trying to battle up inside the top 10. Special Kukulon gets underneath the 25 of Brendan Grenier. And through 1 and 2, Kukulon sights up a little too high. Into the side of the 25. Contact made. They can't get off each other. They're trying to do it right there. They just can't. More contact into the wall. The 42 squeezes the 25. Around they go. Riley Sampson barely missed it. Luke Rain spins off the 25, but gets away. And right there, some hard contact made. Luke Rain then gets hit again. So look at all these cars. Look at Halsey Mills up off the ground. There's Luke Rain going around. Who was that up off the ground? That blue car. Hernandez involved. Tyler Fink. That was Noggins. Got the 30 that hit the 2 of Luke Rain to go around. But Kukulon definitely got the worst of it, the 42. But then we saw Anthony Fox as well with some damage. So I'm wondering if something happened up in front in turns 3 and 4. And we saw the 25 of Grenier take a spin down to the inside. I don't think he hit anything after the spin. There was some contact up ahead involving Fox and some others. So there was the 14 Max Rossi going around. Up ahead, they also had some incidents with Kashawn Richardson hitting Anthony Fox. How'd this happen? So the 7 took to the grass to avoid it. And it looks like the 12 there, Bron Smith, is going to come up right into the side. Minnick wipe himself out. 7 goes for a spin to the outside wall, and then right there, Anthony Fox, nowhere to go. The 22 hits the 7 hard. So bad wreck for Team Penske. 2 of their cars involved. Luke Rain, Anthony Fox. Tyler Fink involved. Hernandez involved for McLaren. There's Grenier with the spin. Kukulon, the 42, will be done for Ray Hall Letterman. That was 2 of the Ray Hall cars involved. One of them's up in the top 3. As Andretti Autosports' Dylan Trieste leads the event. The Samsung 300's led every single lap from the pole position. Now the restart to deal with a hungry Brandon Beal behind in second. Coming green right here just before the 3rd way mark of the Samsung 330 laps this race is. We're about to come around and complete the 9th lap of the race. It's still the 98 out in front. Mills, Kukulon, Fox all out from the crash. A lap down is Dryan Rainbold's John Gilbert, owned by Justin Oros. Not good for the 48 here. 32 cars are on the lead lap. The last one being the 7 of Kashawn Richardson for Aero Schmidt-Peterson. Leading the race for Andretti Autosport, Levi Shones' team owner, Dylan Trieste out in front. 2nd place, Aero Schmidt-Peterson's Brandon Beal, owned by Jonathan Buford. 3rd place, Jonathan Rain's Ray Hall Letterman, owned by Andrew Bean. 2 of his drivers involved in that crash. He has 1 up in 3rd, though. And they have Jake Galloway in 4th, winner of last race, and Riley Sprue for Dragon Speed Yale Carrillo, rounding up the top 5. Green flag back out. Trieste gets away for 5th. Sprue jumped high, and that's going to allow AJ Foyt's Christian Vargas to the inside. Vargas to the top 5, get by Sprue. And they'll bring Fitzwater with them. The Aussie up to 6th. Down the back. Down might be on for 2nd right here. Great run for Jonathan Rains in the draft onto Brandon Beal. That 5 did not get going on the restart right there. There goes Rains, jumping low, but didn't have the run. Got a little tight. And now can Beal do anything with Trieste at the front? 20 laps to go in Kansas. It is still Dylan Trieste leading the race. Single file back through about the top 7. Can anyone get to that 98, make a move somehow, some way? Galloway slides up for 4th. Here comes Vargas in the gas, but a little contact made. The 4 got to the side of the 88, but they saved it. There's the bow for 2nd. Rain trying to get by Beal to have a shot at Trieste. He'll get around the 5. Or will he? Beal off the top, fighting back. And that's going to allow Galloway into this mix. 3 carve out for 2nd, off to turn 1. Where does Galloway in the 88 go? Eli Bright's team has to be watching, hoping for a 2nd straight victory. Galloway to 3rd, now looking for 2nd off turn 2. He's going to bring the 4 Vargas with him. Here comes Sprue trying to fend off Styles, but the 27 too big of a run down the backstretch. He'll get underneath Dragon Speed Drive with Sprue. And by the 5 of Beal as well. Galloway trying to get by Rains, trying to get the side draft to get by. And all that's doing is allowing Trieste to pull away the 98. Yeah, Dylan is doing such a great job out in front. He's on every single lap. It's because they've been bound for 2nd behind for most of this race. They cannot get organized. They cannot get orderly and lined up to have a shot at that front spot. Vargas to 3rd, looking for a 2nd. He's going to bring Mark Stiles to 27 with him. Stiles up to 4th. Sneaking on the bottom, Riley Sprue trying to get up here. Kai Alexander in the 28 coming forward. Silas trying to get the side draft off of Galloway as Vargas clears for a 2nd. But long goes Trieste. Almost a 2nd gap. He opened it up by 3/10 last lap. 17 laps to go. Will we get another yellow flag? Will someone be able to get up to that 98 and get by him? Sproju to 4th as Silas clears for 3rd. Currently inside the top 5, 3 Andretti All-Sport cars. Kyle Alexander to 5th. 3rd place is Mark Silas, leading as Trieste. 3 of the 5 currently up inside the top 5. Lehman for Ed Carpenter Racing. Mitchell Collins is team owner inside the top 10. Harding Steinbrenners. Jake Galloway in line. Here comes Team Penske's Justin Zeidel. Reigns backing up and up in front. Contact made. Silas tried to fend off Anthony Lehman, but the 63 having none of it. To the inside for 5th. And here comes the 3 of Zeidel on Jake Galloway. They look 3 wide. The 88 splits the middle to get clear of the 27 and the 3. Back to the line, halfway. 15 to go for Dylan Trieste. He leads the race. They're about 3, 4, 5 miles an hour faster. There's Vargas and the others in the draft. If they can stay single file, they will catch up. If they can't, that 98 could just pull away scot-free. Single file train, second and back down the backstretch. There's the battle for 3rd. Kyle Alexander trying to pull out, maybe keep his teammates safe. Trieste at the front of the field is the 28th teammate. But here it comes. The 63, Anthony Lehman to the inside looking for a run. This time by 14 to go. Here comes Galloway and Zeidel back into the mix. Beal, Trey Wright, Ryan Brommer with his teammate Mark Silas. 4 of the Andretti All-Sport cars inside the top 11. Here comes Samson Reigns trying to come back. There's Casey Nacco, Anthony Rodriguez, Fitzwater's falling back. Oliver Evans and Luke Rainey. There's Richardson, Burrow. And we're going to look back, and there's Legere came in time for the points lead. Trey Rainey came in time with Jake Galloway, but it's not been a great race for Trey. He's not cracked the top 25 so far. And meanwhile at the front, Jake Galloway's inside the top 10. There's Trieste, the gap for him, just under 7/10 of a second as Kyle Alexander's teammate moves to 2nd. Anthony Lehman to 3rd. Vargas back to 4th. Look at the moves be made. Galloway trying to block Brandon Beal's run. He tries to look on Zeidel for the top 5. Back here, Riles Purdue moving around Trey Wright. That's Constant Marshall's Racing. Trey Wright. Dragon Speed's Riley Spurley to 8th. First second of battle. Lehman trying to get by Kyle Alexander to keep touch with the 98. He'll move to the inside, get by the 28 off turn 2. Great run for the 63 off turn 2. He'll clear. He'll move up. The battle's on for 4th. Vargas trying to fend off Zeidel as Jake Galloway tries to join the front 3 wide. He'll look low for 4th. Back behind them, they are 3 wide as Rouse to 4th tie. As Trey Wright trying to get that spot back to 3rd, and gives it back to the 81 though. Smart racing. At the front, crossover for 2nd. Lehman up top. Down to the inside goes Kyle Alexander to move by. And Jake Galloway inside the top 5 to 4th. But can anyone do anything with the 98 of Dylan Trieste? Out in front, he's dominating. He's let every single lap come to 10 to go. Time is running out. Yeah, I don't know if they can do anything with them as well. He's just been up front. He's not really using his equipment up. He's saving his equipment. The only thing that could stop him is lap traffic. He's saving his stuff. He now has a teammate riding in 2nd. Andretti All-Sport 1-2 with Ed Carpenter Racing 3rd. Harding Steinbrenner in 4th. And the battle's on for 5th. Here comes Vargas for AJ Ford Enterprises, moved by Aerosmith Peterson's Brandon Beal. It's car number 4 and car number 5 side by side. And don't look now, but car number 15, Jonathan Reigns, get back up into it. He was up at the front early on, fell back on the restart, now coming back to the front. 9 to go this time by. For a second again. Yellow is out. There it is. And we will have another restart for Dylan Trieste. There's John Smith for Carlin, all torn up. Tyler Fake, maybe another Carlin car involved. Max Rossi, AJ Ford Enterprises, he's involved. Trey Rainey may be involved. Dale Coyne Racing. They came in 2nd in the owner's points. Multiple car incident here brings out our 2nd yellow flag of the race. And Trieste's lead is gone. He won't have to deal with lap traffic now, though. Let's see what happens. 2nd caution flag of the Samsung 300. Entering turn number 1, just up ahead of the 59 of Tyler Fink is the 24 of Marshall Burrows. They go through 1 and 2. Burrow gets high, gets out of the groove, gets a little tight, had to lift out of the gas. Tyler Fink slides up into the side. They make contact. 59 sideways off the corner. 77 Oliver Evans in the gas, hard, can't lift. And up into, is that the 8 of Casey Nacco? Is that the 25 of Grenier? I think that's the 25 of Grenier. And it looked like, I think that was John Smith trying to stop. He couldn't as he got hit by Coluigi and Trey Rainey. Trey goes first side. Coluigi gets away. There is the 14 of Max Rossi hitting the 18. So all in all, about 5-6 cars get damaged in this accident. Our 2nd yellow flag of the Samsung 300. And now it's going to set up an interesting restart for Dylan Trieste at the front of the field. Yeah, that was the 25 that got collected right there. You can see the 23 stopped. Coluigi runs into him. Cole got slammed by Trey. There was the 14 Max Rossi getting into the 18 of Trey Rennie. So overall, about 5-6 cars with damage in that. For Tri-State, doesn't have to catch lap traffic, but now a restart to deal with his teammate, Kyle Alexander, behind in second. How will the Andretti Autosport teammates play on this restart? Can Tri-State try and pull away and lead every single lap? Can we have a late race steal from the 20? We'll find out with under 5 to go here in the Samsung 300. 5 lap to go restart for the race victory here at the Kansas Speedway, the second ever Samsung IndyCar Series race coming down to a close. Max Rossi, Brendan Grenier have both taken their cars to the garage. They'll be done for the day, as Grenier is Tri-State's teammate, sees 2 of the Andretti Autosport cars 1-2, hoping for one of them to probably pull out the victory. Still 30 cars on the lead lap and 31 are running as the 48 still lap down to John Gilbert. Tri-State leads the race in the 98. Second place belongs to his teammate Kyle Alexander. Third place, Ed Carpenter Racing's Anthony Lehman. Fourth is Jake Allen looking for back-to-back to start the season. Christian Vargas is 5th. Jonathan Raines 6th. Brandon Beal 7th. Trey Wright 8th. Justin Zidell 9th. And Riley Spurgeon 10th. 2 more Andretti Autosport cars are 11th and 12th. That is Silas and Brahmer. Pace cars in. Can Tri-State get away? Can Xander stay with them? Green flag back in the air at Kansas. Pretty decent jump for the 28. Stayed with his teammate. We'll see what he does in the draft if anyone pulls low. Yeah, if Lehman pulls low, I think Tri-State wins this race. If he stays in line, it's on. He looked to the inside, but no run there to form it. For 4th, out of line, goes Christian Vargas for the lead. 28 in line. Out of line goes Anthony Lehman. 4 laps to go. Can anyone get by the 98? He's let every lap. He's let all 26 laps run. But now it's a challenge from Ed Carpenter Racing's Anthony Lehman. And here comes Raines to try and join. Oh, hard crash! Into the wall. Mark Silas upside down. That will be the race. 3rd yellow flag. They're racing it back around. It is Tri-State out in front. Lehman will have a chance to get to him. Off turn 4. Back to the yellow flag. 3 to go. It is over. Tri-State wins in dominating fashion at Kansas for Andretti Autosport. A terrible crash involving one of Tri-State's teammate, Mark Silas, as he went for a wicked tumble off turn 2. A complete barrel roll in the air. That's how hard he hit the wall. The race is over. Tri-State will dominate, lead every lap to win the race. What happened to his teammate, though? Mark Stiles, a hard hit off turn 2, takes the 27 out of the race while running inside the top 12. Through 1 and 2, Mark Stiles at 27 on the inside of the racetrack. His teammate just behind of Ryan Brahmer. Through 1 and 2, Silas slides up a little too high. And who is out there? I think that's the 39, Trey Wright. Slight contact, 27 into the wall, complete barrel roll through the air. Back down, does another flip. Back down, luckily back on all 4s. Trey Wright just there trying to not hit the 27 any further. Can't tell, I think that may have been the 66. Hernandez, yeah, that was the 66 Hernandez for McLaren Racing that got into it. Those 3 are the only ones that sustained some sort of damage from that. Mark Silas obviously getting the worst of it. Hernandez probably getting the next worst, and obviously he had Trey Wright with pretty heavy damage as well. I think that was Trey. Yeah, it is Trey Wright. A terrible crash here at the Kansas Speedway ends the race early. And Mark Silas went for a tumble, but his teammate's going to win the race of Dylan Trieste. He led every single lap that we had run here today from the pole position. Now, all to do with, them passing for second. They kept trying to pass each other for second and allowed that 98 to pull away and win this race easily, just handily. He never had a challenge. So it's over. Tri-State's going to win the race. We'll come back at the white flag. Car number 98 and Andretti Autosport will win the second race of the season. Levi Jones will get to celebrate big here today. 2 cars inside the top 3. Dylan Trieste is going to win the race in the 98. Every single lap left from the pole. Trieste wins the Samsung 300 at Kansas. Jake Gow at the top 10 should extend the points lead. The second straight top 10 finish to start out the season. Let's go see the finishing results and the point standings after our second race of the season. Here are the finish results from the Samsung 300 at the Kansas Speedway. 3 caution flags for 11 laps. 1 ended the race early. And 0 lead changes. 1 driver dominated the race. From the pole position, Trieste leads all 30 laps to get to victory lane at the Kansas Speedway. Anthony Lehman, close in second, started 3rd in this race. Just didn't have the time at the end when he had to battle the 28 for second position. Really slowed them both down, allowed the 98 to get away in the restart. Kyle Alexander joins his teammates at the top 3, so podium for 2 of the Andretti Autosport cars. 4th place for Jonathan Rains, definitely came alive there at the end. He was up front, fell back, and then charged for the field at the end, running at the top 5. Brandon Beal right where he started. 6th place for Justin Zeidel, Christian Vargas 7th, Jake Galloway back-to-back top 10 with 8th, Ryan Brommer in 9th, and Anthony Rodriguez rounds out the top 10. So 200 Yellow Sport cars DNF'd, 3 of them finished inside the top 10. Raspberry Dubin 11th, right where he started. Riley Sampson comes from 25th to get to 12th. Fitzwater in 13th, Nanico 14th, Luke Rainey battles back to finish in 15th after spinning out. So a decent recovery after spinning out, obviously after the bad race in Mid-Ohio. I'm sure he'll take it for sure. Some points there towards the championship. 2 Carpenter Racing cars 16th and 17th. That's Richardson, Friesen. 18th for Oliver Evans, Marshall Burrow 19th, and Bronson Minnick rounding out the top 20. 21st goes to Colucci, who's involved in multiple crashes here today, started 33rd. Noggin Scott falls back to finish in 22nd, has some damage on his car. Tyler Fink 23rd, 24th Jay Randall, John Smith in 25th. Not a great day for Carlin by any means, as their highest car is, I believe, the 31th Anthony Rodriguez, who got, he got 10th, so it wasn't too bad. Just behind John Smith, you had Trey Rennie in 26th, came in time for the points lead. Definitely got a change after today. It was really a non-factor all day, because Sean Richardson 27th, 28th on down, out or a lap down. John Gilbert a lap down, the rest of the cars out. Mark Silas, Trey Wright, Anthony Hernandez, Grenier, Rossi, Fox, Kugelman, Mills, all out of this race due to crash damage. Let's now go see the point standings after 2 races in season number 1. 2 races down here, the point standings, and Jake Galloway is no longer on top. It is now Anthony Lehman. He has not led a lap so far this season. However, back-to-back top 5 finishes for the 63 driver, moves up into the point seat. Jake Galloway is now second, 13 back. 3rd is Christian Vargas, 4th for Anthony Rodriguez. Those 4 are the only drivers to finish inside the top 10 in both races so far this season. And Brandon Beal rounds out the top 5. Trey Ray falls down in 6th now. Tries to get the win, is up to 7th, dominating fashion for him. 8th for Justin Zeidel, Kai Alexander 9th, and Ryan Brommer rounds out the top 10. Because Sean Richardson is now 11th, John Smith in 12th, 13th for Casey Nanico, Tyler Fink 14th, Marshall Burrow 15th, Browse to John Gilbert, Jonathan Rains, Colucci, and Trey Wright round out the top 20. They have Christian Richardson 21st, Minnick 22nd, Grenier 23rd, Sampson, Oliver Evans rounded out the top 25. Then rounding out the field, Fitzwater, Silas, Friesen, Mills, Luke Rainey, Scott Kugelman, Rossi, Randall Hernandez, and Anthony Fox. As you look at the top right, that is the owner's points. After 2 races, still tons of time left for drivers to get more points for their owners and get more points towards the Drivers' Championship. 2 different championships once again this season in the Samsung IndyCar Series. Look ahead though to race number 3, definitely going to be our craziest race so far of the season. We go to the 2-mile Michigan International Speedway for the Cessna 400. I will see you guys then.